Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living Coach. I decided to do a very Neptunian filter because this video I will be talking about Mercury Retrograde in Pisces. Now this is happening on March 5th in the morning. Mercury is in shadow as we speak, preparing for this. So just imagine Mercury is ruled by Gemini. Gemini is not very happy in Pisces, the water sign. It's not its best placement because Mercury is the communication planet and it's in Pisces. Now, I could just see Mercury right now slowing down in Pisces. Like it's at 29 degrees about to enter into Aries. It's new beginning and it's slowing down and it's starting to go backwards. And Mercury's like, no, I was so close. But it needs to slow down and rethink and reanalyze and make sure that it got all the details before it moves into its new beginning in Aries. So Mercury retrograde will back into where it has already been. So it's at 29 degrees and then it starts retrograding back all the way until the 28th of March, where it will station at about 16 degrees. Now, this is where Neptune was during the new moon on the 6th that's happening in Pisces. So there's a lot of Pisces energy going on. So the sun's in Pisces, the moon is in Pisces, Mercury's retrograding in Pisces, Neptune is there, and Vesta, which is Jupiter's sister. She's like really pure and innocent, and she's really good at strategy and stuff like that. And all that energy is there. And Mercury is having to go back over the decan of Pluto back to the moon because Gemini, or the Mercury, needs to have a conversation with its soul, like its emotion, because the North Node is in Cancer and that's the ruler of the moon. So we're stepping into this North Node completely as a collective, which is embracing our home, finding our home. And this home could be 4 walls around us, okay? Like a house, or it could be like a person. It also is our soul family too. Not only that, but it's balancing between the Cancer and the Capricorn energy. And Cancer is more of like the maternal, it's the home, it's the family, it's creative energy, and it's the feminine energy as well. And then Capricorn is masculine, it's about career, your public life, parental energy and structures. And it's really highlighting that North Node, which is about like balancing these two energies and how to balance it. And that's like really huge for March. Head and tail. Head being the masculine, the ego, the intellectual thought, and then the tail being more of the feminine, like going with the flow. This energy is being highlighted this month, and anyone that has a North Node in Cancer, this is really putting you on that path of destiny and where you're supposed to be in the world and really focusing on that aspect of yourself. North Node in Cancer could look very like this. In the younger life, you went to school, you ended up going to college, you ended up getting a job where you're working a lot, maybe 9 to 5. Everything was more about your studies and working up the ladder, corporate ladder. And then when you're getting prepared to move towards this new energy, your soul's destiny, why you're reincarnated here or why you're here and what you're here to learn, the universe will put you in situations that will satisfy your North Node. So let's say someone had this kind of life and then all of a sudden they get pregnant and they're working from home and maybe started their own daycare at home. or maybe they decided to get into the home type of work. Maybe like real estate or staging homes or interior decoration, as well as where they don't have to be away from their family and home for very long. So those are just some of the things that you'll see for those that have North Node in Cancer. And the collective is just moving towards balancing between those aspects. So with your North Node in Cancer, you're to embrace like the emotional sensitivity, the family time, compassion, more the feminine realm, domestic arts, maternal energy, nurturing, self-care, connecting from the heart, being more inclusive than exclusive. So those are the weak points of this node, right? That needs to be worked on. And then releasing like the workaholic type behavior, the masculine energy, kind of like mommy issues or like feminine problems, or like being too cool for school, like I'm super detached, and being lonely at the top, or like choosing the head over the heart, and being like competitive and super driven for materialism and stuff like that. Those are the things that North Node in Cancer is moving away from because they've had enough experience with it, and it's time to evolve your soul by trying something that you're not so familiar with. So these dates are people that are born December 24th, 1962 to August 25th, 1964, September 25th, 1981 to March 16th, 1983, and April 10th, 2000 to October 13th, 2001, and then it started November 7th of 2018, and it will be there until May 5th of 2020. So if you've had any kids, you know that their North Node is in Cancer. So I'll link the video below to my North Node Cancer that's just focused all on that. So that's kind of our highlight for this year and this particular transit. The Pisces full moon was August 26th of last year. So think about what had completed for you in this area and what is now starting that's new in this area. What are the things that we're rethinking as well? This has a lot to do with connecting with the ebb and flow. It has a lot to do with our intuition, who's our soul family, healing through childhood and our sexuality, as well as connecting and healing with our siblings. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the endings of the seasons. It's mutable water. So it's just like water everywhere, you know? It's like a splash in the sun. With the last full moon being in Virgo, it has to do with September 9th of last year. And that was a new moon, I believe. Yeah, it was a new moon in Virgo. Now, with the full moon that just happened a couple weeks ago, this is pretty much our go time to start implementing our daily routines and our habits that are conducive to our goals and our new area of life that this is affecting, that Virgo Pisces axis. Where is it in your chart? Virgo has a lot to do with our daily routines. It is harvest season, so pretty much it's Mercury going back and packing the things that it forgot to pack. It was like Mercury was like heading for its, new season. Maybe he's going on a trip. And he remembered last time that he forgot some things, and he promised himself this time he was going to slow down and make sure that he packed everything, because when he went on a trip before, he had to spend more money on buying the things that he forgot. So now he's slowing down. He's remembering what he promised himself, even though he doesn't want to do it. He just wants to hurry up and get on the plane and get on his vacation, right? But he's slowed down and he's looking around for any items that he needs for this trip. And he's not going to the same place, right? He's going to a different place. But he wants to make sure that he gets the things that he forgot last time, and he wants to make sure that he's getting the things that he needs for this specific trip. So this is what we are doing in whatever area that this is affecting. Because Uranus has entered in Taurus, I think this is the new cycle, and Chiron being in the new place as well. this new 8-year cycle for Chiron, the wounded healer, and Uranus, which is the awakener. And depending on where Aquarius is in your chart, that's where, like, the Uranus ruler, okay? These are the areas that we're preparing for. And Mercury wants to make sure that he has everything before he moves forward. Okay, so that's what that's about. So any of our old habits or daily routines that were not working for us, we're sloughing off, we're shaking it off, and we're preparing for the new moon in Virgo that's going to happen on August 30th of this year. So the new moon in Pisces is making a new start on these habits and connections. And we have until like September 13th to really get those down packed. So let's say you smoke cigarettes and you want to quit. It's a great time to start a system or start implementing or reaching out for help. I help coach people with overcoming nicotine addiction. This is a really good time for doing that because it's a new moon in Pisces, which will be the completion of that area in September. Okay, so with Mercury being the planet of communication, it's synchronizes and assimilates interactive learning. It's curiosity, insight, thought, interactivity, practicality, giving and receiving information is in Pisces, which is seeking to find peace through connecting with the ebb and flow of life. Intuitive, present, tranquil, trusting. Those are all the balanced aspects. And you know that you're out of balance when you're feeling delusional or escaping into a fantasy world and not being grounded in that. And also having lack of faith could be the opposite, hopelessness and overthinking. So we want to make sure that we're balanced and we're present and we're intuitive and we're empathetic and compassionate. This is a really good time, however, to get in our workshop and manifest the things that we really want. And the sky's the limit. So don't limit yourself. Go ahead and swim in the deep waters of Pisces and make sure that you are taking with you everything that you want to be with you on this trip. And it's an 8-year trip. So that's pretty much what this Mercury retrograding through Pisces is doing. It's really transforming our communication as well. And just remember, Mercury retrograde isn't the best time for travel or communications are kind of off. We're kind of slower to react and act, so that's why we're more accident prone. So just be really mindful driving, really think about your words and what you're trying to say and how it might affect the other before speaking. It's a really good time to write poetry, write love letters, writing lyrics to love songs. Pisces is really like connecting with all, and it's detaching from the emotion because it's connected with everything already. Also, like taming those sexual desires that could potentially hurt or harm someone's heart if you're not fully invested. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this transit, and I will peace out. So thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing my videos. And I wish you all a good search and rethinking and repacking your bags before we step fully into Aries, where communication will be much easier and much quicker. All right, guys, peace out, your Lucid Living Coach.